Of all the journals and planners I have used and set up so far, I am most excited about setting up a reading journal. I always wanted to have a journal like this, where I would write my thoughts and impressions about the books I read, but never got around to setting one up, and now the time has come. Hi, it's Dragana from Dragana's Crafts and welcome to my channel. I hope this video will be inspiring to you to set up your own reading journal, just how I was inspired by Erin Smith's reading journal setup. The notebook I'm using is Stalogy 365 in A5 size. I've had this notebook for months now and I'm so excited to use it because it's different from all the other notebooks I used so far. It has a soft cover, 368 pages of thin, bleed-resistant paper with a 4mm grit pattern printed in subtle gray. The weight of the paper is 52 GSM and it's fountain pen friendly. I chose this notebook because it has a lot of pages, the grid size is perfect and I can write with my fountain pens. I'll have a link to this notebook as well as everything else I'm using in this video in the description below. The stickers I'll be using are from Graceful Muse Paperie monthly subscription and the collection is called Backyard Book Lover. When this collection arrived, I fell in love with it immediately and I knew I was going to use it for setting up this journal. I've already decorated the inner cover before filming because creating the washi tape dashboard is quite time consuming. I used the combination of grid pattern washi with the Coffee Monsterz Co washi tapes, cafe time, fountain pen emojis, and reading and resting. The subscription kit from Graceful Muse Paperie came with this beautiful thank you card, which I plan on pasting on the left side of the first white paper of the notebook, but I'll come back to it later because I want to cover up the gray paper with either craft paper or grid washi tape. On the first white page, I pasted the Coffee Monsterz Co times vellum, and behind it I pasted these gorgeous vinyls also from the Coffee Monsterz Co and once more with love. For the title, I used craft dotted paper and I'm quite happy with how the cover page turned out because I used my favorite stationery to decorate it. The next page we're going to set up is an index page. This notebook doesn't have numbered pages, but I can number them myself. I think that the index page is quite useful because it will be an overview of everything I set up in this journal, and if this journal lasts more than 1 year, I'll be able to mark that down. I decided to keep it simple by using the corner pieces from the Graceful Muse Paperie kit. The Tombow dual brush pens I used here as well as throughout the whole setup are N52 Cool Gray and 990 Light Brown. For lettering, I'm using Tombow Fudenosque. I could have used the alphabet stamps, but it's a bit time consuming and I like to practice my hand lettering, which I can do this way. The only additional sticker I used on this page is the Happy Book Nerd emoji sticker and the index page is complete. Next page is for rating my books. I have never done this before, so this will be a nice challenge. I've watched many reading journal setups and people have different ways to rate books, but I'll be adopting the Copile system I saw in Joshi Kern's and Erin Smith's reading journal setups. Copile is a system where you rate books based on different categories: characters, atmosphere or setting, writing style, plot, intrigue, logical relationships, and enjoyment. Each category can have a maximum of 10 points, and as you rate the book per category, you sum up the total number of points and divide by 7 to get the final score. The setup of the page is a simple one. I used corner pieces from the Torn Shapes sticker sheet, put them in top left and bottom right corner, and made a frame using a 0.8 fine liner. Next to the title of the page, I added the rating emoji from the Coffee Monsterz Co and then wrote down the rating system. At the bottom, I drew stars and rating points per number of stars. It would have been much easier if I had a 5-star rating stamp because I can't draw pretty stars even if my life depended on it. The space on the right seemed a bit empty, so I added a bunch of floral stickers from the kit, and with that, the page was done. Next 2 pages are for all the books I'll read in 2024. I had 2 ideas for this page. The first one was to draw rectangles and paste book covers as I read each book, and the second idea was the one I went with in the end. I kept decorating minimal. I used just the washi strip stickers that came with the kit and placed them on top and bottom of each page, and next to the title of the spread I put 2 floral stickers. I smudged every other row with a Tombow pen, and at first I wanted to make 2 columns per page, but then I realized that I haven't checked beforehand where the middle of the page is, so those first swatches looked quite uneven and it bothered me a lot. That's why I went with swatching the whole row. Once the page was done, I still went in and added a couple of more stickers on each page because they're just so adorable. If I write the book titles in each of the swatched rows, I will read 40 books in total, which seems like a decent number for 9 remaining months of 2024. page is my reading goal page for the year. I placed two beautiful floral stickers vertically and drew a frame to stay within my theme. My reading goal is to read 50 books, though that might seem unrealistic, but I'm a fast reader and when I have time, I can really read between 5 to 10 books per week. Not that I have that much time lately, but I think this is a nice way to challenge myself to start reading a lot again. The page next to my goal page is a place to write down the books that will be released this year and in the beginning of 2025. The theme and layout is the same as on the previous page. I placed two large stickers on top and the bottom of the page, drew a frame, and then after adding the title, I swatched every other row. Once both pages were complete, I was really happy with how it turned out. two pages of the reading journal setup, series tracker and recommendations page. For the series tracker page, I first placed this large floral sticker and wrote the title, but then I realized that I needed to write the book series down in pencil first to know how many there are and to see how they'll fit on the page. So I did that off camera, and once that was done, I came back to film. I highlighted the name and the author of the series, and below I would draw little squares for the number of books in the series. The Rift War cycle is the biggest series of books that I want to read this year. There are 10 series of books within the Rift War cycle and a total of 30 books. If I manage to read all of them this year as I'm planning to, I will be extremely proud of myself. And that will go nicely towards my reading goal this year. last page is the recommendations page. As I ran out of large floral corners, I managed to make them myself by playing around with different stickers from the kit. In the end, I think they turned out looking like they were actual corner stickers of that size. And here I swatched the rows, dividing them in 2 columns how I wanted to do in the book's red spread, because I did find the middle of the page beforehand. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, I went back to the beginning of the book and started covering the gray page with this brown grit washi because I couldn't find my dotted craft paper. Once I covered the page and pasted the journaling card, I was very happy with the result. The 2024 reading journal setup is done, and now for the final flip through. I hope you have enjoyed watching this video, and thank you for setting this up with me. Let me know in the comments below if you also have a reading journal, and if you're using Instagram, leave me your handle so that I can check it out. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to stick around for future videos. Talk to you all soon again. Bye.